Today in Tracey's basement, Star Wars Pops. Good day everyone, how you doing? Tracey here, coming at you from my basement. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you have never been to the channel before. Hi. I have a Funko haul for you guys today, and it is all about Star Wars. So if you guys have been following me, you definitely know that I'm a Star Wars nerd. You can see the proof on the wall behind me here. So it's always cool to get some new Star Wars pops, and I have some from the original trilogy and some from The Force Awakens, so it's a nice little combination. I have 9 of them all together. A couple of them are even exclusives, so let's get right into it. So the first one I have for you today is pretty neat. I like it a lot. I had only, not that long ago, picked up the number 8 Boba Fett for the first time. This is the prototype Boba Fett, based on the same number. This is pretty neat. This was a Walgreens exclusive. As you guys know, I can't order from Walgreens because they don't ship to Canada, but we did manage to get it online, which is why there's no sticker. But as you guys also know, the stickers don't mean a hell of a lot to me. I would rather have the pop without the sticker than not get the pop at all. So this is pretty cool. I've been wanting to take it out and take a look at it. Let's get right to it. So, as you can see, he is basically the Boba Fett mold, but he is all flat white, so he looks like prototype. I believe the intention is for him to look like he's been unpainted, like he's right out of the mold. There is actually some white paint on him, though. I don't know if there's a reason for that, but either way, he does still basically look like he just came right out of the mold. It's pretty neat. You can see the helmet is pretty shiny because there's no paint on it. Other than that, he is effectively the exact same pop. Love the little jetpack on the back there, so cool. He's got a fair amount of detail on him. You know, lots of gear, wires, all kinds of stuff. Holding a blaster, of course. He's pretty sweet. He is effectively identical to the other Boba Fett, but I just think it's neat, and I think this guy will look real cute sitting next to the fully colored Boba Fett. Love him a lot. Big thumbs up. So the next one is a vaulted pop that I never really expected to have, but my husband happened to be shopping in this little comic shop a couple of hours away from where we live, and they had exactly one pop in the shop, and this was it. It is the number 35 Bossk. And for those of you who don't know every single detail about Star Wars, Bossk is one of the bounty hunters that Vader hired in Empire Strikes Back to chase down Han Solo. Pretty cool. So this is a pretty interesting pop because he is an alien called a Trandoshan. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, you guys can let me know because I've only ever actually seen it in print. But he's kind of a dinosaurish looking creature, so he's got an interesting head mold with the little horns and scales, and this kind of scaly part down the middle, a snout obviously, mouth full of sharp little teeth. Pretty cool. He's wearing, you know, the crazy jumpsuit kind of looking thing that he wears in the movie. Big old gun, claws on the ends of his fingers and toes. Very nicely done, considering he's a character who is on screen for 40 seconds maybe, grand total. My understanding is that he does play a part in the cartoon that was out a couple of years ago. I don't know if that's still running or not. But anyway, my understanding is that he is in that, but I haven't actually watched that, so as far as I'm concerned, he is one of the bounty hunters from The Empire Strikes Back. Nothing more. But he is a pretty awesome pop, and I'm super excited to have gotten him since he is actually vaulted. 2 more thumbs up. Next, I've got another Imperial soldier to add to a rapidly growing collection of Imperial and First Order soldiers. It is the number 38 Biker Scout. And I'm actually kind of surprised that they bothered to make this guy, but not make him a ride. How cool would it have been to have a scouter ride with this guy on it? That would have been awesome. Oh well. So here he is, all forlorn without his speeder bike. What are you gonna do? He is pretty cool. A lot of these Imperial soldiers, of course, look very, very similar. There are slight little differences. The helmet obviously is different, and I'm just thinking about this now. He kind of has blinders. Like, why would they put blinders on somebody riding a vehicle that goes, like, unbelievably fast? You'd think you'd want to be able to see in every direction. Just a thought. Anyway, it's a pretty cool helmet mold. He's got a few little differences, different kinds of belts hanging off him. He's wearing knee pads as though he's riding a 10-speed. And he's got a pretty tiny little gun compared to the blasters and other weapons that all the other Imperial soldiers carry. Poor little guy got shafted on that one. But he's pretty neat. I like him a lot. Can't obviously get enough Imperial soldiers. I got a whole army of them coming up. And the last one that I have from the original trilogy is a Comic-Con exclusive limited edition. It is the number 51 TIE Fighter pilot, and what makes him special is that he's all chromey metallic. Pretty cool. So there you go. He is shining away at you guys, I can see. Anyway, so as far as paint jobs go, this guy is pretty plain. He is overwhelmingly black, but an excellent mold. I love the little tubes coming down from his helmet to the control panel there. Love the Imperial symbols on his helmet. It's actually a very nicely molded pop. What's really weird is that this guy is super, super light. Like, he feels like he's completely hollow. And it's funny because here is the original guy in matte black. He is normal. He feels like the weight of a pop. This guy seriously feels like hollow, and he actually even sounds hollow. I don't know what's up with that, but he is still pretty cool. I love the shiny metallic paint on him, and just the Imperial symbols and everything. Too neat. I love it. Excellent. Okay, so moving on to The Force Awakens, I have a couple of exclusives, but I will start with the two that are from the basic line. We have number 79 Han Solo and number 80 Princess Leia, obviously the older versions of themselves. And something to note just before I get into them, you can see on the box here, Han Solo has lines under his eyes, to indicate that he is older, and the actual pop has those lines as well. But on Princess Leia's, the box has the lines under the eyes, but the pop does not. And I'm wondering, is that a mistake? Or for some reason they just didn't want to actually put it on the pop? Whatever. I think she should have the lines because she's getting up there. Let's not mince words. They're both getting pretty far up there. So here is Han. I have been referring to his Force Awakens pops as Old Han because, let's face it, but he's pretty cool. He's got the lines under his eyes. His hair is very faded and it's a bit whiter at the sideburns areas, just to make sure that you know that he's getting way up there. He is holding his classic blaster, but he's got the different uniform that he wears in the Force Awakens movie, and it's pretty cool. Lots of little details on the pockets, the neck of the shirt underneath, holster. It's pretty well done. No major glaring paint issues that I see. A little bit of a spot on his knee and a spot on his back, but pretty cool. I like him a lot. I get a kick out of old Han, old Leia, old Luke, old any of them. It's so amusing. And there is Leia, and I do feel like she is kind of a necessity to the collection, but at the same time, her pop is quite plain. She's wearing this very, very plain, straight blue dress with no details except for a tiny little design around the neck that you can barely see. Her hair kind of gives her away, but I really hate this hairdo. So anyway, I know a lot of time has passed, and she's not bound to be wearing the cinnamon bun head rolls anymore, but this hairstyle just drives me foolish. I find she looks like Francis Ford Coppola's version of Dracula. Can you guys see it? It drives me nuts. I mean, it's very nicely done, lots of detail. The braids going up through the middle and everything, the little bun in the front. It's very well done. I just think it's a hideous hairstyle. Sorry, Leia. And moving on to the exclusives. First one I've got is the Amazon exclusive number 74 First Order Stormtrooper. And his defining feature is that he's got one big ass gun. See? I told you. So, he's your basic Stormtrooper. He looks just like the other First Order Stormtrooper, but he's got one hell of a gun. Looks like it could take down heavy aircraft. It's pretty awesome. There's a lot of detail on the gun. You've got exhaust ports and a sight gun, or a sight tube, and so on. My mouth is just all over the place today. But he's pretty cool. The gun is awesome. The paint job is pretty good on this one as well, except for a few little scuffs around his feet and the like. So, there you go. I'm not going to say too much more about him because the basic pop is identical to the other Stormtrooper, but that is one wicked-ass gun. Pretty awesome. I like it. Completely random thing to note, I just thought I'd mention it. On the box, he's holding the gun in the opposite direction. And I've seen a couple of pops that did that kind of thing where the picture is reversed. But I'm not really sure why they would have done that, because it would have been nice to see the gun come out into the box. Just thought it was worth mentioning. Whatever. And the last two that I have today are exclusives to Walmart. And I honestly didn't expect to come across these because the Walmarts in Nova Scotia are awful. They mostly stock piles upon piles of frozen pops, but we did find these at two separate Walmarts, so I was excited. It is the number 72 Poe Dameron without a helmet, and the number 87 Unmasked Kylo Ren, who my husband refers to as Emo Kylo. You guys know why. If you haven't seen the movie, go see it and you'll know why. So, Poe's body is the identical mold to the mainline version of him where he's wearing a helmet. The only difference is the head. You can actually see his head. He's not wearing his helmet. And I like this because you can more tell who he is. In the mainline one, he does have the scar on his eye, so he does have that defining feature, but at first glance he could be any random Resistance pilot. So I do like this exclusive without the helmet. You can see who he is. He has some awesome hair. They did an amazing job on the hair. Love the little scar. Pretty good job on the pilot uniform as well. Lots of little details, holster, tubing, lots of belts and all that kind of thing. Pretty good paint job. There's a few little tiny scuffs here and there, but nothing worth really mentioning. I like it a lot. I love his hair. I'm getting a big kick out of his hair. It's so well done. Very nice. And Kylo is the same idea as the Poe one. The body is the same as the main line, but he is unmasked, so you can see his hair and his face. And he has some wicked hair as well. If you guys saw the movie, kid's got some wicked hair. Call him an emo little tantrum thrower, if you will. He's got some wicked hair. And the pop in general is amazing. You probably can't tell very well from the video, but the little shawl around his neck and the bits of material coming down around his waist, they have an amazingly intricate little design on them. It is so nicely done. They could have just as easily made this flat black, and probably nobody would have even thought to say anything, but the design, the texture of that fabric is just amazingly well done. And of course, he's holding his special lightsaber with the little extra bits on the hilt. Everybody made so much fun of that when the trailers were first coming out, but personally, I think it's kind of neat looking myself. Anyway, there you have it. Unmasked Kylo Ren. So that's it for today. 9 new Star Wars pops from both the original line and the new movie. Gotta find a place for them on my shelf. I have no idea how I'm going to do that. I may actually have to relocate the Star Trek pops so that I can fit some more Star Wars ones on that shelf. It's getting way too difficult to manage. But I'll figure it out. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. So, did you guys enjoy the haul today? I really hope you did, and if you did, give me a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment below because I love to hear from you guys. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Links are in the description box below, but they are also all at Tracey's Basement if that's what you want to search for. Be sure to follow me on those, and as always, guys, keep coming back for more Tracey's Basement. Bye! And this is the part where you guys can give me some love. If you liked the video and you want to watch some more, here are some of the more recent ones. And if you enjoyed the channel, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe right below. Please keep coming back for more videos.